Alrighty, so those are done. Let's go ahead and I'm just going to give I'm going to start going through fleet commanders, and I'm going to tell you what I think that I would probably use those commanders for, or what I like most about them. I would love for you guys to throw into chat as we're talking about them. Just tell me, hey, Commander or Admiral, this is why I like this one, or you didn't talk about this thing. This is why I really like this one. So for me, what do you all like mostly about 7 of 9? And yes, I did call her 7 of 11 earlier. And if you're from Utah, you know that's a gas convenience store kind of station. So oh, there goes my brain. For me, I originally wanted to unlock 7 of 9 for this ability right here in the Entangled Wires, giving those extra quantum communicators. They do have some additional sourcing that's been added to the game. Still not great. Oh, nice, Chris. Where are you from in Utah? I always like hearing from fellow Utahns. I know there is... I'm trying to remember. I think there's a pack you can buy, but talking about the free-to-play to give you additional sourcing, I believe is it Section 31? So you can get some solo quantum communicators here by buying with these new Section 31 access keys. Yeah. Sandy, cool. Cool. Let's see here. So that's one thing I like about 7 of 9. I think she was also kind of designed with some PvP skills there. But she also has, I think, doesn't she have like some Borg base damage against players? Maybe I'm thinking of someone else. There's also, oh yes, the increased efficiency of skill points for fleet commanders. That is good. I must be thinking of someone else. So she has some abilities for solos. Anything else that you guys like about 7 of 9? There's some efficiencies here. There's just, this is one beef I have though against fleet commanders is I just don't feel like there's enough points to really get what I want very quickly. It's quite the long stretch to get any of those. Let's hop into Spock. Not literally, of course, but let's look at his skills. I like Spock. I'm trying to think. He has, when I think of Spock, I think of efficiencies. I think of research efficiency, building efficiency. I think he reduces, resource costs maybe? So there's construction speed there. There's efficiency for parse steel, titanium, dilithium, research speed. This one's kind of important when you get into higher levels, especially when you are trying to max, and I probably should do this one since I'm going to save it for now, but the upper levels of maxing a ship, which you'll eventually want to do, especially I would say when you get to your G5 epics, good idea to max those because you'll use them even if you go into G6 for quite a while. I'm still using mine. I don't use as much now, but I'm getting the upper 60s now. So it's not as much, but I still do use it. But anyways, the upper levels, those costs for titanium are just insane. You have to save for quite a while. So anytime you can get efficiency research is going to help with that. I think that's great. And then there's these down here, cost efficiency for research. So you can switch out which one you're going to be focusing on. And unfortunately, you have to wait for the cooldown, but he can help you pretty significantly with some costs there. And it is ops locked, so watch out for that. So feel free to let me know how you guys like Spock and if you use him for anything else. Let's hop out of here. Locutus. I haven't done a lot with Locutus. I kind of think of him as a PvP officer or a commander, I guess. Trying to think. I think he also has some abilities for Borg cubes, doesn't he? Or not cubes. I meant solos. My bad. Solo armadas. Solo armadas. There's solo armada research there. There's some stuff here for like is it the Vidar? Yeah, Vidar. For me, I didn't see a lot of value in using Locutus. The There's some stuff here I could still unlock, but I felt like I'm gonna get out of him what I can. Since I don't do a lot of PvP, maybe someone out here in chat, maybe one of you or multiple of you have used Ludis in PvP, but that's not been really my big thing. Like this one here, I'm like, why even mitigation stats while cloaked? I don't do a lot while cloaked, so it didn't really like impact me very much. But just a reminder that these gold bordered ones are always on, which means even if you've got them not seated in a position, you know, not taking one of your seats, these ones will still help your gameplay. So this one I could work on. I haven't wanted to because the rare, I think this is the rare, yeah, the rare skill points, they just cost too much. So I'm kind of trying to be very judicious in my decisions what to do there. So that's Ludis. I think PvP, I think he has some other stuff that isn't as helpful in today's gameplay, especially for the upper levels. If you're still doing Borg stuff, then maybe. If you're doing PvP, maybe. But for me, he wasn't always a big, like priority. You know what I mean? Khan, he's basically all PvP. I mean, we could go through some of his stuff, but I haven't unlocked him yet, and I feel like it's going to be forever before I do. But yeah, just most of the stuff in here, it's against players, so you're into PvP, this is the guy for you. And it kind of fits. Like, he was kind of just ruthless when he was fighting Kirk in the movies, right? And so I think Khan is very much, I think having him as a PvP officer in the game is appropriate. It seems to fit for me. Sloan has a lot of stuff that I really like. Isolatic damage, always a good thing. Isolatic doesn't always add a ton to your power, your ship power and stuff, but it is very impactful in the game. So he's good for helping out with hostiles here. He has this ability that increases the combat scavenger ability. I haven't done much with that. If you're into incursions, which we just talked, a lot of people aren't, and it's becoming stale, this will help with your loot ability there. Supposed to boost it. This one I've been trying to work on because, you know, the hostile loot this month was a pain in the butt, but he does help with all ships hostile loot. So any bonus I can get for that, I'm going to get, especially since I didn't have the Reliant. So... So those, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. There's some good efficiencies here for Sloan. He also has some efficiencies for like Protomatter and Forbidden Tech Catalyst that I like. And then there's these I think it says hull health, yeah, and then energy or base weapon damage. So I like the Isolytic, I like the loot, I like the efficiencies. Sloan is a great officer to unlock if you have not unlocked that yet. So, very, very much worth it. He's one of the top ones I would unlock because when I got him, he was a pretty significant impact to my game. Now I'm just slowly trying to get his skill points. That's the big kind of bottleneck and the big difficulty. Oh, the repair for the Kara, huh? Yeah, there's repair time research in the game, and eventually you hit enough hostiles that you have so many repair speed ups you don't know what to do with. So I think that's where they kind of fix it, is by playing the game you get enough repair speed ups that it doesn't matter. Yeah, I hear you, David. I did really absolutely love, I'm gonna be honest, that I love that this month they added so many different sourcing options through the augment faction. So that is fantastic, and I hope that they keep doing that. So with Kirk, once again, he has some general stuff I like. Weapon damage. He also has efficiencies, but his, as we talked about, Spock had some kind of base like efficiencies for your base. Kirk has efficiencies for ship components, so you kind of pay attention to that whenever you're doing a bunch of upgrades, like on the weekend or when you're doing a spend event or whatever. Ship XP, great to always have that, 125%. I think there's been some other things that have come in since Kirk to help with ship XP, but that is definitely there. Here you can choose between warp speed, which caps out at 250%, or you can get impulse speed. And I always just went with impulse speed because I told myself most of the time is going to be spent hitting hostiles. So I want to be able to get around the system as fast as possible. So for me, that's why I went with Kirk. And that's kind of his best things that I saw there. There's some other things that can help some players out. Like we've got reputation if you're farming a certain faction there. Damage against certain type of hostiles, you know, FKR, Federation, Klingon, or Romulan. There's some stuff here like you got swarm hostiles, rewards from the Actian hostiles, inert probes dropped from hostiles. Some good stuff here at certain points in the game, but for me, by and large, he kind of feels like a general officer, but the things that jumped out most to me are the XP that you get and the impulse speed, and, oh, we didn't cover this one, the warp range. I always try to have this max as much as possible. So that's what I would recommend, that you try and have his warp range max as much as possible to get to the systems you need to, especially like there's certain ships like the Gorn Eviscerator. Are you kidding me? The warp range on that thing totally blows. Okay, so those are kind of some general things for Kirk. Last one I want to talk about here is Lorca. And what isn't Lorca good at? I mean, if you have the chance, if you don't have him yet and you have the chance to unlock him, I can't stress enough how awesome he is. Okay, so great things about Lorca. Lorca is kind of just an all-around. You want to keep him in that first slot so you can use his Lorca's Fist, which I'm going to admit, I'm starting to think maybe I should start working on that. So I haven't worked on that yet. I prioritize other things. I prioritize like efficiencies in that middle column. There's some great efficiencies. I haven't touched these first two ones very much, but you've got reactors and catalysts. So we're talking forbidden tech, not chaos tech, forbidden tech. Then we also have artifacts efficiency. Just crazy how much those really impact your game. There's also efficiencies for buildings, 250%, materials, 120%. I believe that was materials for base. Yeah, for your buildings. Base cost efficiency, materials and resources when upgrading ship components. This is huge. So a lot of great efficiencies. Here's a bunch for ship parts. Already at like 300% there for me. It caps at 500%, so pretty great there. What else? This is great here. This has two impulses. I don't know, maybe someone can tell me in chat why, but they've got two. One here is just when you hit a ship, it lasts until its next battle or return to station. And then they have this one for like wave defense. Doesn't that first one do basically the same thing? Except, I guess, getting to your first hostile? I don't know. I think that's dumb. These are important, but I haven't gotten back to working on them yet because I've worked on other things. But these two right here are super important. Isolytic damage for all your ships. Get all the isolytic you can. It's a game changer. It will really help you out. Beginning of each round of combat, when your opponent has any status effect applied, increase your critical hit chance for 1 round. So that's helpful. I've been told by, I think someone in chat had said that one was really great for armadas. So fantastic one right there. I think these are, let's see, armadas and invading entities. So base weapon damage against non-armada hostiles. So that could be helpful to if you're hitting some of the tougher hostiles this month, I suppose, but I don't have that unlocked. Weapon damage against players, so that's great. So efficiencies, there's isolytic and other things here that are really important, really helpful. Officer stats I think is helpful, where some other ones here. This is another one that I prioritize because warp speed is what you need to get to the armadas and the hostiles. Cut down that time, because I don't want to spend time waiting for my ships to get somewhere. I want to spend time hitting the hostiles, so that's important to me. Isolate defense, good to have. I haven't found that it's super impactful yet in the game, although who knows what Scopely will come out with later in the game. hostiles that we may need massive amounts of isolytic defense because of how they're structuring things. I don't know. So we'll have to see, but I think he is a fantastic officer.